What is good, y'all? Welcome back to Chris and Rob Productions. As always, I am Chris,
And Ralph,
and today we have our top 10 for 2024.
2024.
What a year it has been for the movies. We went well over 20 something times. We got a bunch of popcorn buckets, had a good time in theaters.
Yeah.
Before we get into our list and everything, what did you think of this year overall in movies, Ralph?
For this year though, there's like films and that we're like looking for like big ones like
Yeah.
that both Wolverine or Sonic 3
hmm
or Wild Wolverine.
Yeah, we had a good time with those big movies,
Yeah.
and some of those, or all of those, he just named are going to be in our on our lists.
Yeah.
But before we get into our top 10, let's get into our honorable
Honorable
mentions of
mentions.
2024. Did I spell it honorable right? I think I did. So I'm just gonna we can easily make a top 20. I think I have like eight or seven, like seven or eight in my honorable mentions,
Yeah.
but these I enjoyed them. Not in my top 10,
Yeah.
but I really did enjoy them. And this
Yeah.
is in no order. So for me, if with Ryan Reynolds, really enjoyed Trap, Beetlejuice, Inside Out 2, which was the biggest movie of the year, A Quiet Place Day 1, a Lupita Nyong'o movie. You're going to hear about her more later. Salem's Lot, which was actually supposed to be in theaters, but they put it on Max.
Yeah.
It's a like a vampire movie.
Yeah. Thankfully got released.
We had a good time with that one.
Yeah.
Godzilla X Kong came out earlier this year. We saw that like in a cinema theater. Great time. And then the last honorable mention is Brothers, which is an Amazon Prime movie starring
Josh Brolin
Josh
and
Brolin,
Peter
and
Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage. Really fun movie. But yeah, that's my honorable mentions. And you, Ralph?
Okay, honorable mention is Wiki Sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Inside Out 2, Companion for Ghostbuster, Brothers, Hellboy, The Cooking Man.
Okay. Oh, Hellboy.
Yeah,
Oh, I forgot about that one. Hellboy was really good.
yeah, Venom and The Last Dance,
Yeah.
and Salem Lot,
Salem Lot, yeah. I totally forgot about the
Hellboy.
Hellboy movie. That I love the movie. I can't believe
Yep.
I forgot it. But yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into our top 10. We'll go back and forth, and I'll start off with my number 10, and that is Rebel Ridge, starring our new John Stewart Green Lantern, Aaron Pierre. This is a Netflix movie, came out in September. It's about a man going to go bail out his cousin from prison or from jail. But he goes into a cricket town that makes their own rules, and he is a special he was like in the military. He did like special ops, very like he's a well trained military guy, and he just wreaks havoc on the corruption in that town. So really, really do recommend this movie. You could check it out on Netflix. And if you want to get an idea of our new Green Lantern, go check this out.
I will check it out as well.
You haven't seen it,
Yeah,
right?
I haven't
Yeah,
seen it yet. I will check it out during the hype for Green
for Green
Lantern.
Lantern, yes, which comes out 2026. Are you ready for your number 10?
Yep. Godzilla X Kong and the New Empire. So, so for this one though, like the scenes, like the acting scenes, and the of course the world
Yeah,
inside though, it's really good, and the VFX as well.
great VFX. Yeah,
Yeah, man. Even there's like one scene that I laughed so hard.
you can say it real
Yeah,
quick.
Kong used Baby Kong as a nunchucks to beat up the other Kongs.
That's I think the hardest I left in the theater all year.
Yeah,
Yeah. But Godzilla X Kong was so fun.
yeah,
So fun. All right, I'll go ahead and get into my number 9, and that is Ultraman, another Netflix movie on my top 10 list. Netflix did pretty well this year for their movies overall. Ultraman was a sleeper hit for me. I wasn't expecting much from Ultraman. It was supposed to be no, they weren't supposed to be in theaters, were
no,
they?
nope,
It was a straight to Netflix
yeah,
movie. But after we got done watching it, I looked at Ralphie and I was like, man, this should have been in theaters.
yeah, same because
It's wonderful.
yeah, very missed opportunity.
Yeah, but regardless of it not being in theaters, I think it's a great family
Yeah,
watch. A 10 on emotion, a 10 on family, a 10 on the action, the animation,
and
everything up 10s across the
and the
board.
visuals.
The visuals were beautiful. So, highly recommend Ultraman if you're looking for a family movie to watch on Netflix. All right, let's go ahead and get into Ralphie's next one.
The Fall Guy.
Yeah.
So I absolutely do enjoy like the film and the sequence like like okay, we need to make this movie pronto.
Yeah.
And also the storyline of like there's like some sort of like a fame storyline after years Ryan Gosling.
Yes. So it's kind of like Ryan Gosling has to go and capture somebody that framed him for
Yeah,
something. Yeah.
and of course the sequence like on set sequence, especially the third act,
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah. Great action, and it's a movie by a stuntman,
Yep,
and it's a bunch of stuntmen in it and stunt women. I thought it was great.
yep.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get into my next one. At number 8, I have Saturday Night. It's a movie about the very first night of Saturday Night Live, 90 minutes before they first went on air. And basically, it just follows the chaos that ensued on that set while they were trying to get the show ready. You have Chevy Chase, Belushi. Who else do you have? Dan Aykroyd, Lauren Michaels, who is the main person in this movie. And I grew up on Saturday Night Live. I haven't seen it a bunch the last few years, but I really appreciated this movie and just the chaos that ensues in this movie. So highly recommend as well. All right, next we have
Alien Romulus.
your number 8, the good one. Yeah,
Yeah, and this is like the first whole film I watched. I went to the theater.
is it really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and for being the first horror film, I do think this film is really great, and absolutely do love like with the whole like puppeteers with the aliens,
Practical effect was
practical.
amazing. Yeah.
Yes, and of course the sequence like the whole like okay we need to get out of here and the some jump scare moments.
Oh my gosh, yes, there was a couple that got me.
Yeah,
Some good ones, some really good ones.
yeah, highly recommended. Check this one out.
Yeah, you're gonna hear about this one a little bit later
Yeah,
from me. All right, next on my list is Sonic 3 at number 7. This was the last movie we saw for 2024. Of course, the third in the franchise, and it is my favorite one in the franchise for Sonic. Of course, we get Keanu Reeves as Shadow the Hedgehog, who is one of the best parts of the movie. And then we get Jim Carrey, double the trouble. He plays two characters in this movie, and he's absolutely
yeah.
hilarious. Yeah. What did you think of this movie?
So yeah, this movie though, like for me though, absolutely like enjoyed the heck of this one.
Yeah.
And of course, there's some best moments though, like of course with the whole shadow the scene,
Yeah.
and of course, push that button, dun, dun.
Oh, whenever they were dancing.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. We're gonna get more into this a
yeah,
little later too. All right, coming in at number 7 for Ralph.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
No, you can't say that, Ralph.
So yeah, I do enjoy watching this one,
Yeah.
and and for me though, like it is great though for like some of the actors like reprising the role like Michael Keaton,
Yeah.
Winona Ryder,
hmm
and the actress who plays the mom.
I think Catherine something. I forget her
Yeah,
last name.
and of course other cast like Jenna Ortega, Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, Jenna was great in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also the visuals like such as stop motion and
Yeah.
practical.
Yeah.
Oh, and stuff to be funny though, like earlier this year when I was watching like some old movie, back in my head thinking, yeah, they should bring back like at least some movie with some stop motion.
Yeah. Speaking of stop motion, we didn't put it on our list or nothing
Yeah.
because it was a re-release, but Coraline.
Oh yeah,
We
cool.
saw Coraline in theaters, and it was my first time watching it.
Yeah.
I should have included it, but I didn't because I was like, it was a re-release. But technically, it counts. It was a movie in theaters, so. But Coraline as well was great with that stop
Yeah.
motion. Yeah,
Yeah, but anyway though, the visuals, the puppeteers, everything
yeah.
else of it again.
Oh, so good, so good. All right, coming at number 6 for me is Deadpool and
And
Wolverine,
Wolverine.
which was the second biggest movie of the year, behind Inside Out
Yeah.
2. Deadpool Wolverine, I think it was a cameo fest. It was fan service to the max, and we had a blast. Um, there's some deep cut stuff with Gambit. Ooh, I'm about to make a name for myself here. Um, and it was such a good time. Uh, as far as Deadpool movies, this would be number 2 for me. Deadpool 1's still my favorite. But Deadpool Wolverine is just an absolute good time, and it was a tearjerker seeing Hugh Jackman
Yeah.
back on the big screen, and of course as Wolverine, and of course in the yellow suit. So number 6 for me is Deadpool Wolverine. All right, number 6 for Ralph is
Is Ultraman.
yes, sir.
So So this movie though, I absolutely really enjoyed the movie, and the visual sequence are really good.
Yes, so good.
Yeah, and absolutely do absolutely do love the story,
You know,
what the film was doing.
yeah, the father son story.
Yeah,
There's two types of father son stories. Really good. Yeah,
yeah,
or father daughter. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah, I highly recommend check this movie out.
definitely. Me too. And like we mentioned earlier, it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
So if you want to give it a check, go ahead and do that. All right, coming in at number 5 for me is Alien Romulus. Alien Romulus is such a dope movie. Like what Rafi was talking about earlier, the practical effects, straight up 80s style, I think, or 70s because Aliens was in 70s, or Alien was in the 70s. Um, I thought the cast was amazing, and they can definitely continue this franchise, and I think they are going to continue this franchise with these characters, I assume. um I think the Alien franchise, it's back on the upswing. And it never went away anywhere. It's always been around, but for it to be back into the roots like this, I love it. So number 5 for me, Alien Romulus. All right, number 4 for Ralph is,
is
no, number 5, I'm sorry.
like is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yes, sir.
I absolutely love the settings, the visuals,
Hmm.
and everything else about this one. Absolutely enjoyed it,
Yeah, so good.
and and highly recommend check this one out.
We still need to watch the version where it's just the actors and the mocaps.
Yeah,
I still want to watch it like that. I haven't seen it like that yet.
yeah. Hopefully, eventually we will watch it.
Yeah, we will. But like the settings and the visual effects were amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing visual effects. And the budget for this wasn't even that high. So for it to have those types of visual effects, I think it's amazing. So
yeah.
we're gonna get more into Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes in a little bit because number 4 is, like I said, because like it's next for me. It is soon. Number 4, Transformers One. I think the hardest I clapped in the movie this year for that ending was, "I am Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots." What more can I say? I think this is the it's my favorite, and I think it's the best Transformers movie to ever be made. And yes, that includes the original one, and the original one is phenomenal. But I think what Chris Hemsworth, uh, Brian Tyree, what they were able to do as Optimus and Megatron, I thought was absolutely incredible. Um, Badassatron.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta say. Badassatron.
and of course, I am Megatron, leader of the Decepticons.
Oh my god, Rafi, you're so good at that. Megatron was so dope in this
Yeah,
movie. And Scarlett Johansson, what was her? I forget what was her character.
Alita.
Alita. Yes, thank you for reminding me. I keep thinking RC, but she wasn't RC. She was incredible as well.
Yeah,
So Transformers, greatest movie, Transformers history. All right, number 4 for Ralph is,
Deadpool and Wolverine.
yes, sir.
So so this is like the first MCU R-rated theatrical film.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. Yeah.
Yeah, and best way to kick off with this one with a new era with which of course the R-rated MCU.
Yes, yeah, because they're gonna. I think they're gonna do more rated R movies in
Yeah,
the future. Yeah,
and of course it is great to see like Hugh Jackman like again as Wolverine, this time wearing the yellow suit.
beautiful.
Yeah, and as exactly what Chris said, and everything else about it is really good, and I highly recommend check this one out.
Yeah, and of course you can watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
They had a whole Disney Plus release thing where they advertised the hell out of this movie.
yeah,
I'm curious what the advertising budget was for this movie because hands down probably one of the biggest advertising budgets in years.
yeah.
So good.
You have such as let's see, the pizza, the frozen
The
pizza,
DiGiorno pizzas,
and the one and only the popcorn bucket.
the popcorn bucket, which we have upstairs.
Yeah,
We have the Wolverine one where you put your hand in his mouth. That was disturbing. And then we have head pool,
yeah, the skull.
which I got both of them at AMC, right?
Yep.
The skull, so good. We should have brought him down, but it's okay. All right, I'll go ahead and get into my number 3, and that is Wild Robot, starring Lupita Nyong'o and Pedro Pascal, and Kit Connor. So this movie, it is one of the better. DreamWorks movies to come out in the last few years. Me
Yeah,
personally, I think DreamWorks, for me, they've been a little hit and miss
yeah,
recently. I'm not a big fan of the Trolls franchise, but it's not for me, of
yeah,
course. I'm not the target audience, so
yeah,
it not being for me, I'm not holding that against it. It's just the recent DreamWorks movies hasn't worked. Bad Guys, I don't think I've seen yet, but
yeah,
you've seen.
yeah, and Puss in Boot: The Last Wish.
Person Blitz's last watch was so good.
Yeah,
So to carry that momentum, we got into Wild Robot, and I cried a lot in this movie.
yeah, same.
Lupita, I thought she put on a performance. I hope she wins best, animation performance because I thought she was incredible.
Yeah,
And like I mentioned, she was in Quiet Place Day One. Wild Robot. It is a movie about a robot that lands in the wild
a
and takes care of this goose,
baby goose.
this baby goose. And Pedro Pascal just plays a fox, and
Yeah,
the fox is always hungry, so he's pretty funny as the fox. But yeah, highly recommend. If you haven't seen it, go check out Wild Robot. Okay, number three for Ralph.
it's Transformer One.
Transformers, robots in disguise.
So when I first heard that this is gonna be an origin like between Optimus Prime and Megatron, I was I was like can't wait to see this like on screen.
Yeah,
And the performance, the visuals, and the execution of the whole Fallout is phenomenal.
so good. Yeah, so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I highly recommend check this one. And also, Badass one.
Bellatrix. What more can we say, man? Transformers one was so good.
Yeah,
The way we're talking about it, it should be number one for both of us.
yeah,
But these next set of movies for each of us, we love them so much.
yeah.
So let's go ahead and get into my number two, and that is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Ralphie mentioned it earlier. I think the story it picks up like I think 200 to 300 years after Caesar's death. Spoilers. After the trilogy, so you think like how are they going to connect it? What are they going to do? They do it wonderfully. I think the story that they set for the first movie in this franchise, in this trilogy, whatever it's going to be, I think it's amazing. It makes you want to see these characters more and where it leads. Very emotional at the end. Uh, and Proximus Caesar as the villain, I think he's such a dope villain. So dope. So Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, it's my number two for a reason because I think it's beautiful and I think it's very, very emotional. So that's my number two. All right, number two for Ralph, the opposite of emotional, just kidding, is
Sonic
Sonic. There
3.
was there was emotional moments in this
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
So Sonic 3 though, like again, it's really good, and also the scenes like with the whole like shadow backstory,
Yeah.
it very well done. The performance, especially Jim Carrey as Robotnik and Gerald, man. Every time I see movies like played by the two played by the same actor, back when I think I don't know how they did it, like editing and production stuff.
I know it's obviously it's 2020, it's 2025 now.
Yeah,
So in terms of technology, it's kind of like it still baffles me how they're able to capture Jim Carrey and him as Gerald so perfectly at the same
yeah,
time. It's so good. Yeah.
yeah, and so yeah, and also just one thing I really want to say about this one is I still can't believe we came this far. It all started with the first trailer.
Oh gosh, don't remind me, Ralph. We've come so far, especially you. You know, I enjoy the Sonic movies. I love them.
Yeah,
He's a Sonic connoisseur. So
since 2019.
since 2019. So when that Sonic stuff was happening, he was like, "They need to change the design." I was like,
Oh,
"What's going
oh
on?"
yeah. Oh, actually, though, at first I liked it.
All right, guys, we're you liked the original design?
No, no. At first, after like, I don't like it, but we have to get used to when it gets released.
Oh gosh.
And after I first went to get used to it, and they announced the redesign, like, oh my god, I wasted all the energy for this.
Oh my gosh, bro. I never knew you enjoyed it. Oh, okay. Well, you learn something new every day. Anything else you want to add about Sonic, bro?
Highly recommend check this one out.
Yeah, check it out. It's still in theaters.
Yeah,
You never know anymore. Some of these movies are in theaters for one day and then they're out. Speaking of movies, that are in theaters. Nosferatu definitely probably would have been in my top three, but I have yet to watch it.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do our top 10 already. So I might do like a little YouTube reel
Or
or short, I mean,
probably a 2 or 3 minute video.
a quick video to see where I put Nosferatu in my top 10. But I still need to watch it. I still need to watch it. So I can already tell that's going to be my number three
Yeah.
or two or even number one. We'll see. All right, coming in at number one for me is Late Night with the Devil, starring David Dastmalchian. This came out early last year, probably like around March or April, like in the first half, the first quarter of the year. And it's my most watched movie of the year. I've seen this movie probably like close to 10 times already. I think David Dastmalchian, his performance is it's so 1970s, 1980s late night television. It felt like you were genuinely watching a late night taping and everything went to hell. That's what it
Yeah.
felt like. The premise of this movie is that David Dastmalchian, he needs to get his ratings back up because he's slipping, and what he does best is he tries to talk to the devil and it just goes sideways. So, like now with the devil, I think it's one of my favorite horror movies of the last 10, 15 years and probably even all time. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is the best horror movie that I've seen in the 2020s. I have to go back and think, but yeah, Late Night with the Devil is my favorite movie of the year, 100%. So you can watch it. It's on Shutter. It's on AMC. So you can watch it like on Amazon and stuff like that, on Amazon Prime. So yeah, or Amazon Video. All right, number one for Ralph
Is
is.
the wild.
Oh
Oh
no!
no, the wild robot.
There you go.
So exactly you said that like this film is really good, and so so for me though is the performance from the actors actress, the visuals,
Yeah,
and the whole like execution, like the whole like pacing the characters,
yeah.
and all that is really really good.
Beautiful movie.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And if not to me though, one of the best like animated features I ever seen.
Yeah, definitely. It's such the animation is beautiful and the story is beautiful. So when
Yeah.
you have that combination, it just makes an amazing movie.
Yeah.
So I actually want to get you the novel that it's based off of. It's based off of a book.
Yep.
Yeah, which I didn't know that going into this. Until afterwards I was like, oh, what's Wild Robot? Who did it? It's like, oh, it's based off of a novel. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
We might go pick it up soon.
Yeah, definitely I'm gonna pick it up. Um But I guess to wrap up your number one, Ralphie, what's the last thing you want to say about Wild Robot this year?
So for this one though, like that's actually what Chris said. Like for the past few years, with like Dreamers film and stuff, are like hit or miss.
Yeah,
And the last one though, like was for me that was How to Train Dragon 3.
that was the last one that you really really loved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And for the past 3 years though, I sort of like some of them I have not seen, and some of them I have seen are hit or miss.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
But they had a home run with Wild Robot,
Yeah.
a home run. But with that being said, speaking of home runs, here's to 2024. I think overall this year, it's movies that you didn't expect to be this high up on your list.
Yeah.
Like no, when I say yours, I mean anybody's. Obviously my list as well.
Yeah.
Some of these movies I had high expectations and they met them. There were some that I had high expectations and they weren't met. And it's just the case in movies. It's all
Yeah.
subjective. It's all subjective. You can see a movie's review and it be the greatest movie that you've ever read a review on, and you watch it and you're like, eh. Or you can see the worst reviews ever and you watch it and you're crying in theaters because of how amazing it is. Everything's everything's subjective. So this is my list and this is Ralph's list.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say about 2024, Ralph, for the movies and stuff?
It it was like a good or interesting year.
Very interesting year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 2025, we already did our video for our top 10 most anticipated. I'm gonna re-upload it because we did it about a month ago, so I want to have it again back on the channel.
Okay.
Um, but if you want to see what movies we're most looking forward to for 2025, go check that out. I'll link it down in the description below. But that's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed our list, and I hope you enjoyed the movies of this year or this past year. So Please like, share, and subscribe.
subscribe,
As always, I'm Chris.
and
I'll
well,
catch y'all next time. Peace.
peace.